All right. Namaste, great souls. So wonderful to be together in spiritual community and satsang. And I won't talk too much to start out, just that we are going to, of course, continue to align the chakras and feel the energy exchange between the chakras so that the whole idea is the energy flows and it doesn't get stuck anywhere. And we could breathe into these areas. We could do poses that specifically activate these chakras, our vital energy centers that we want to be open in those lotus petals. And sometimes it could get confusing. They feel like maybe we can't access them, or it's not as easy to tune in. So we're going to give ourselves this grace of space and time to breathe into them, to attune to these conductive pillars, and to allow the column of energy to line up more and more as best as possible where we are today. So with that said, let's go ahead and I'm going to step back. You're probably already in your comfortable seat. And let's just do a very, very basic breath with tuning in. So let's place one hand below the navel, above the pubic bone, the first, second chakra area here, and the other at the heart. And just as breathe on the inhale, let the belly expand, let the heart expand, let the crown open. And then exhaling, of course, in that opposite direction, crown, heart, belly, feet. Feel the earth supporting you. Hear the oceanic sound. Try to lengthen the exhale for calming. And just notice how you're feeling right now as we start our practice together. And if there's a predominant feeling, vulnerability, we're actually going to breathe into it. You may be in a state of ease or peace. Breathe into that. Again, that practice of allowing everything to be here. There's parts of us we often wish weren't, the difficult insecurities, etc., fears, doubts. But we also want to breathe into those. We don't want to just chop those off. The practice. All right, and we're opening to the light. We're opening into our highest truth and wisdom found at the 6th chakra and the 7th chakra. And the heart energy is going to be opening to our greater wisdom energy. So first we'll exhale and release the tension out, interlocking, rounding the spine, tucking the chin to the hollow at the throat. And then inhale, sweeping the arms up, breath of joy. Exhale, feel the space all around you. Vast open space. Fingertips touch behind or interlock to get more of the expansion of the front, back, and sides of the heart. Compassionate energy. And again, if it feels like it's hard to access, just be with that. Know that we're opening to it. And then exhale, rounded spine. One more time, breath of joy. Hands to the heart. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Inhale, open. Sweep the arms up. Feel the space all around you, as well as within you. If you can, reverse the interlock or hand fingertips touch down. Radiant expansion, opening to our wisdom self, knowing it's available. Exhale around its spine again. And just take a moment, Eagle Heart Mudra, crossing out the thumbs, bringing the palms to the heart, and breathing into that love, compassion, understanding. And again, if that isn't accessible for you right now, that's your experience. You're breathing into that. Just knowing that as we breathe into things, we just allow them. And there's movement there. Okay. All right, let's start with a simple back release and then do some floor work. So we're going to come down onto our spine. Gradually, heart lifting up, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, core strength engaged. We're going to shimmy, shake down. Left, right, left, right. Eventually just bring those knees into the shoulders. Happy baby. Eventually, first we're rocking side to side, ironing out the back. Ananda Balasana. Happy baby pose. So we're going to move from the right corner of the abdomen over to the left. Extending one leg at a time. Breathe in and being. And then take a moment, bring the soles of the feet together. If this is okay for your low back and your hips, again, just keep returning to the full yogic breath. Inhale, belly expands, heart opens, wisdom center is available, crown opens, offering up to the light, and that wisdom, let it pour through. Again, if it's hard to feel, just imagine it coming in. Feel your root chakra. This is our sense of safety, security, but it can also feel insecure, not safe. So we want to give it some warmth and nourishment. Be breathing into the root, and change is going on that could definitely get disrupted. Even good change, it shakes things up. So I want to return to the breath and stability and warmth there. And the color's red, warmth. Slowly draw the inner thighs toward one another. And drawing those knees in, flex and point, extend through the feet. And we're going to roll onto our bellies. So as we roll onto the belly, any props that are going to feel good to you, just try to see what. We're going to place our hands at the spiritual eye. So when we're on the belly, place our hands at the spiritual eye, sixth chakra, and breathe, and let your front body melt and connect to the earth. Try to soften the shoulders. This could be very grounding if you're feeling unstable in your root chakra, just to lay down on your belly. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to bring our left hand is still going to be at the sixth chakra, but we're bending our right knee. Now watch that the knee doesn't wobble out to the side too far to one direction or the other, because what we want to do is stretch through this quad. If you could grab on to the foot or use a strap and try to have that heel aligned with the sit bone. And not only are we opening our quad, but we want to press down through the pubic bone so that you feel that first chakra
tailbone draws down. And we're breathing in, we're breathing out. Opening up into the root nature, noticing what's here for you. If it's feeling insecure, bring that warmth, bring that any way you can of visualizing the warmth into this root chakra. Safety and security. Our second chakra above the pubic bone is our creativity, sensuality, experience of life, being present to what's appearing in a fresh way. And releasing that right leg, stacking the right hand in, well, not really stacking because we're going to go over to the left side and do the same thing. The quad opening, which connects to the root chakra. Try not to, again, have that leg go wonky. Try to line up the heel with the sit bone. The right leg's strong, it's not passive, but we're really getting that opening in the quad, and draw the tailbone down. Press into the pubic bone. You can't help but feel that first chakra here lighting up. Imagine the lotus petals opening. Receiving nourishment, safety, security. We all feel at times insecure, and we just want to first acknowledge it. Breathe into it. Kind of have tea with it, ask it what it wants or needs. We're just doing the same thing here. We're bringing that creativity of the second chakra and the allowing the sensuality of being with our experience, honestly, into this present moment. A lot of feelings, emotions go on in the heart and the second chakra. And releasing. And now, just go ahead and come onto the Sphinx, bringing your forearms on the earth and feel that rising up energy. That the legs are strong. We're really expanding all the main chakras through the central channel of the spine. We interconnect and feel that energy rising from the sacrum, second and third, our power center, that right alignment of power, the solar plexus, aligned to our higher truth, and the heart and the throat and the sixth chakra and the crown. And if you'd like, add a lion's breath. Open in the throat. Opening, getting the junk out, holding back. What may not be appropriate to say, but actually speaking it in some way, speaking your truth. It could be to another person, through journaling, to the divine. And then easing down again, just start really slow today. Bending the knees, go wider to the outside corners of the mat, and just kind of windshield wiper, engage the low back to protect it. And we're just rocking side to side, windshield wiper on our belly. Inner borders of the feet, let them slide around. We're making circles with the feet so you feel that opening the hips and the knee joints. Again, that root chakra connected to the lower legs, to the earth, and then coming down. And we're just going to push back. The knees are wide because we're going to lift up into a mini cobra for a moment. But really, it's a transition as the knees expand and the extended child's pose here. Again, letting the sixth chakra open by making contact if it touches the earth or a blanket. We're going to add a gentle twist here. We're going to thread the needle. We're going to bend the elbows, lift the left elbow up, thread this right arm through. So we're going to rest on the right side of the head. And just feel that twist in the thoracic and the shoulders, chest, and pulsing a little bit. Allowing any stuck energy at the back of the heart to open with harder emotions. And giving him a massage. Okay, and then we unfurl. Of course, we're going to thread this left arm through, bending the right elbow, resting on the left side of the head. And pressing through that left hand and just pulsing back side to side. Breathe into wherever you feel to. There's a deep opening here in the hips, the heart. Feel where you want to connect to. What areas of the body are calling you? It could be a global feeling. And when it's time, we unfurl. And we'll do one cat-cow into our full body downward facing dog. So let's take our time. Fingertips point forward. I like to turn the toes on. You decide you decide. Scooping out the low, mid, upper back. Inhale, eye gaze up. And then exhale, rounded spine. Drawing in, phase of the pose. And then the yang, the expansive energy of the chakras interconnected, aligned. And now neutral spine. Hover off the knees. And a couple breaths here. Take your time to pour back into your full Atha Mukti Shavasana, downward facing dog. Press into the base of the fingers. I like to tread out the legs. And inviting the calmness of the peace to radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Really feeling the alignment of the inversion, cleansing the brain. And it's much easier to go into the wisdom ground when we just start to breathe and literally get the blood flow moving in the opposite direction. And stepping one foot forward, then the opposite, keep walking, walking, walking. Slight bend of the knees, a little bit different in our forward fold today. What we're going to do is step our right foot at an angle to the left and walk our hands over to the left, okay? So the left knee is bent, but the right foot is as straight as possible. And we're getting this forward fold, gentle twist, hamstring opening going on. Hope this makes sense for your body. Another full breath. See how it feels to soften both knees. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. First, just come back to our forward fold, ease side to side. And then the left foot now, right knee bends, walks behind at an angle. We walk our hands over to the right. Slight bend in the right knees. Try to straighten out the left leg. See how much mentally we can let go of the things we can't control the things we can. Serenity prayer, wisdom to know the difference. And offering it up to our higher self, our wisdom self. Letting our physical being do whatever we need to do in alignment with the divine. And then step it back, bend your right knee, feet hip width apart, chair pose, Uttasana, bend the knees, sweep the arms back, pulse, sweep the arms forward, pulse, and then rising up, stretching the arms up overhead. You can lift off the heels if you like, but then eventually you sink down into our mountain pose. So rooting down. Again, first chakra, safety, security, root it down, connect to the earth, feel supported. Above the pubic bone, below, right by the navel. Second chakra, creativity, sensuality, our ability to be in this moment with the fullness of presence, not having our past. We have a past, but we're just really here, present now. And breathe into I feel this moment. There's lots of feelings going on. And then the power center, the right alignment of the power to our divine. In fact, link it up, sync it up with your sixth chakra. And we have many affirmations, which will go in here soon to align the right use of power with our higher power. Okay. And bringing the hands to the heart. We'll go into a vinyasa strength flow, awakening to the light within. Breathe into that. We certainly need that, of course, always, but especially in our world now, let that light be greater than the darkness. To the awakening of higher consciousness in all beings. So you could bring others with you onto the mat that you'd like to send this healing light to the planet itself, certain areas of the planet. Tap into the spiritual eye, the crown, lengthen and grow. Exhale. Heart keeps lifting. Inhale, sweep up and swan dive forward. Step it back. We're going to step our right foot back. I should be a little more clear on that. Into our classic Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior 1, left knee is bent. We rise up. We draw that left hip back, right hip forward. Root down from first chakra down. Stabilize. Inhale. Expand up. And affirm. I attune my will to the source of all power. Forearms come together, expand the heart open. I attune my will to the source of all power. Forearms together again if that works for you. Now notice the difference when we come forward. We're going to come forward into our pyramid. Now there's going to be an option. You can use blocks. I'm going to set my back foot in a little bit, turn the back toes forward. See what happens when you lift the toes up of your left foot. You're going to get more of a stretch. If that's too much, plant the foot down. And same thing of drawing that left hip back, right hip forward. And we're open to the flow of grace. We're opening. Especially any of the chakras that feel that they want to open more to this flow of grace. We breathe into the heart, breathe into our spiritual eye and crown. We invite the first, second, third to align and move into our wisdom self, be nourished by our wisdom self, open to the flow of grace. You affirm that by open to the flow of grace. And then we soften, we plant the left foot down, we bend the left knee, we take our deep lunge for our hips and come forward and back. Flowing along. And let's hydrate some more. Top of the right knee touches down. Shimmy shake side to side. Thank you, body, for all you can do and for coming to the mat today. Or returning to wholeness and healing and alignment. Chakras communicating with one another. Okay. From here, we're going to step it back into a forearm plank. So we come off that right knee. We step the left foot forward. Let's come in a regular plank, just forward and back a few times. And then come on to one forearm, then the other. And then on top of the knees, unfurl the toes, back to our Sphinx pose, but we're going to add more with the shoulders. We're going to add our rocking figure eights here, hydrating our scapula, shoulder joints, those shoulds, soften there. And let's move into our locust, Salambhasana. Palms face down, recharging the spine, opening our wings of joy. Inhale, lift both legs, upper body, pulse up, engage the core, and exhale, ease. Not all the way down. Stage 2, arms out to the side, inhale, pulse up, breathing here several rounds, expanding our wings of joy. And now we get to melt with the hands stacking, resting at the spiritual eye. Softening, just keep returning to our higher wisdom self. Offering up first, second, third chakras, or whatever, all the chakras are aligning, but you can be specific with what's going on in your body. Right piece of power, present centered awareness, moment to moment, and the feelings coming and going, listening to them, but then discerning what's the best course. Breathing in, we're going to rise up in our Cobra, Bhujangasana. Feet are hip width apart. And the hands are underneath the shoulders, and we rise up. You can be half cobra or full cobra. Knees off the ground. Lion's breath. Speaking your truth. And the way that feels is heard or with discernment. Knees touch down. And easing back. So the opposite will be a rounded cat, right? Walk the hands back. Rounded cat. Drawing in. Scooping out. Excellent. And neutral spine. Full body stretch or from the downward facing dog. Hover for a couple breaths. Really enjoying the extension as we press into the base of the fingers and feeling the full body stretch. And that fullness, there's a calmness, there's a peace that we could tune into. That radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. So just know that that's available. Hey, Tigger. You just did the cat stretch. All right. And what we're going to do now is we're going to step 1 foot forward. Then the other, rest in our forward fold. In any way that works for you. You might want to rest at the elbows. You might have a animal by your side and giving you love. Taking that in. And we're going to bend the knees and come up in our chair pose. Sweeping up. Sweeping back. Sweeping out. Feel the strength and the stability. Sweeping back. And then rising all the way up. Inhale, tapping into the spiritual eye, the crown. Notice where the hands want to be. You want to be at the heart. Open, thumb, index finger together. Individual self uniting with the infinite, with the higher self. Yoga, union. Tuning into the alignment of our chakras and the communication between them. And especially when certain ones are feeling more insecure or change or all kinds of, vulnerable, we want to breathe into it and bring that light of awareness and offer it up to our wisdom self to hold those energies. So wisdom self's wrapping around vulnerability, perhaps in the heart. Okay. Offering that light, the light of truth. We're opening to it. We're opening to the higher consciousness in all beings, so invoking that as we flow it to our other side. Inhale, stretching up, adding the back bend. Coming back to center, and make sure the toes are turned in as we swan dive forward. Okay. This time, inhale, scooping or looking forward. We're going to bend both knees and step the left foot back, right foot forward. So take your time to come up with the upper body. Right hip back, left hip forward, tailbone down. Open the toes of the front foot. And warrior 1. Affirming our deepest truth. I attune my will to the source of all power. Keep rooting down, root chakra. As we also rise up, I attune my will to the source of all power. Feel the deep affirmation and the depth of the pose. Both aligning. As we transition into pyramid pose. So we come forward, we can use our blocks. And I'm going to step my left foot forward, toes face forward. See if it works for you to peel the right toes up, right hip back, left hip forward. Opening to the flow of grace. We're bowing to the wisdom of the heart. Literally feeling the back of the heart expanding. Again, any of the emotions, it could be in the second or fourth chakra that are difficult. Insecurities, vulnerabilities, fears, doubts. Offer them, feel them, breathe into them, acknowledge them. And then offer them into the flow of grace. Offer them up. Have some tea with them. What do they need? Take one of them. What do they need? And then your acknowledgement could be huge. And then rather than pushing them away, trying to get rid of it, bend the knee, and we're going to step our left foot back and come forward, back, in our lunge, forward and back, and then come on top of the left knee, and use those hips side to side. Should feel pretty great, or maybe not. Maybe it's bringing up a lot of physical stuff in the body, so and some compassion there. Okay, from here, I'm gonna step this hand in. We're gonna turn the back toes under, step back to our plank. Come forward again, and then reach back through the heels. Come forward with the crown, back through the heels. Bring one forearm down, then the other. And then come on top of the knees. Lift the heart, lift the head. Look over one shoulder. And back to the other, over the other side. All right, before we do our full bow, if that's an option for you, we're gonna just take, excuse me, take rest and rest at the spiritual eye. Breathe, full yogic breathing. Inviting all the chakras to just open up to the wisdom self. Fears, doubts, insecurities, vulnerabilities. Let yourself be nourished by the higher self. Now, when we're ready, we are either going to do the full locust again, or if you can, bending both knees into bow. You can use a strap. Recharging the spine. We're going to engage the abdomen so that the tailbone draws down, and we're going to kick the legs back and lift the heart up. Exhale. Inhale. You really feel your pubic bone pressing into the earth. Several breaths here. Recharging my spine, realigning my chakras into the flow state. Exhale. Remember how we grabbed the feet in the beginning? See if you could still stretch through the quads, both of them, left and right. And then release. And hands underneath the shoulders, rising up in our Cobra, Bhujangasana. Continuing the back and the energy. Expansion. You could add the lion's breath. Or just open through the throat. Excellent. Okay, knees are touching down. Transitioning, go into that wide knee child's pose. Lift the wrists off the ground, rest at the sixth chakra. Wisdom self. Open to the crown. Just opening to let those chakras follow the path of energy. Going higher, being with whatever's happening, but then also it's like they're going to the light. They're being nourished, they're being fed. And feeling that perhaps the unconditional love that is at the upper chakras. Okay, rounded cat. Draw the knees in. And do a couple cat kicks in a standing split. Okay. So I'm going to turn my left toes under, draw the right knee toward the forehead, so I'm going to touch. Extend the right leg and lift up. You want to add opposite. Left arm extends, and we bring that left elbow to the right knee and extend out. Couple more times here. This works for your body. Opposite knee, opposite elbow, arm extends. If you fall, tap down. And then lowering the hand and the foot. And we're going to switch just the transition to down dog to the other side. It's a nice flow. As we're transitioning, bending one knee, then the opposite. And both knees touch down. And we're going to cat kick it. So if you want to start out first with that left knee drawing in and extending out. And opposite arm. Take your pace and timing with it. Right elbow, left knee, extends out. Low. And strength. Simultaneously. Okay, reaching out and lowering when you're ready. The right hand, the left foot. Reach through that left hamstring. And drawing both knees now to touch the earth. We're going to pour back into our down dog to transition. It's a pose in itself, of course. Ease side to side. Evoking the calmness, the peace. Radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Now, step one foot forward, and then the other, a little different. If you can, do a standing split for a balance pose. Okay, you can use blocks, or bend both knees, and just see if this right leg wants to come up. You look in front of the left toes. So as we challenge our balance, maybe the left hand comes behind the left calf, maybe not. Amidst life challenges, I find my center. It gets a little more challenging, maybe both hands. You could tap down again. Amidst life challenges, I find my center. I can come back. And then soften. Whew. Shift side to side. I don't think I've taught standing splits in a while. Right foot down, Hanumanasana, bend the knees, and let's see what happens on this left side. If your body just doesn't want to do it, think of a balance pose that works for you. Right hand behind the calf. You could stay like this, or challenge. Amidst life challenges, I find my center. I get to come back, I can tap down. If you get some support in the challenges, that's big. And then soften. Woo. Rocking side to side. Very good. All right. Let's come up, bend the knees, and rise up. Let's do a nice side triangle pose. We do a lot of forward and back. And we want to go side to side. So we're going to take a wide angle stance. And we're going to turn the left toes out to the side, opening the heart, adding that belly dance arms, finding the inner strength to get through the challenges, the changes, reaching over, being with
the vulnerability, but also adding that strength. As we open the heart, you can use a block here, adding the thumb index finger. As we extend over perhaps into Utthita and affirm energy and joy. Fill my body cells. Energy and joy. Fill my body cells. Breathing into that energy and joy. Let it radiate, open, and touch the areas that are most vulnerable. Bending your left knee, tracking it over the second toe, rising up to transition. Wrap that arm around if you like, and then come to center. Wide open heart, and go into the other side. If you need a rest in between, we could just take a moment here. Back to mountain pose. Back to the alignment. And the communication between the central channel of the chakras. Offering all the energy upward with the light of wisdom, the crown, the sun. And let that sun, the eternal sun, pour down through all the chakras and the cells of the body, so that every breath, we're being a self-offering and receiving light. Both are needed, the offering and the receiving. It sounds so simple, and it is. It's just attuning and aligning to doing that again and again as we open up and turn our right toes out to the side, left foot in. Belly dance, arms, heart, shoulders, hands. Expand out. Add your block if you like. And then reaching over into Trikonasana. Sliding the hand lightly down. Stacking the shoulders, head to tail connected, physical alignment principles. So that we could go into the deepest alignment, the divine alignment, energy and joy. Fill my body cells. Energy and joy. Fill my body cells. See where you want your arm to be. Feel that wonderful side stretch. And when it's time to come up, we soften the right knee, track it over the second toe, take your time. Sweep the arm up. And I'm going to just add a little bit more, kind of clasping the side of the head here and just stretching it a little bit more while we're here. And then coming back to star pose. Back to that expansive open heart. And then reaching behind you into our forward fold. Toes are turned in. Exhale. Lift the knuckles to the sky on the inhale. Crown of the head toward the earth on the exhale. And let your body be cleansed and renewed. Slide the hands down. Inhale, heart lifts. So elongate the spine at first. And then bend the elbows, crown of the head toward the earth. See if you can walk your hands between the legs, opening the shoulders in the opposite direction. Palms down. Back of the heart opening. Feel that nourishment and warmth, the unconditional love of the upper chakras.
permeating the different feelings that may be challenging at times, as we know. We're going to come into Malasana if possible with, if this is okay for your knees, heel toe, heel toe. See if we basically coming into a squat. Excellent for the digestion. And maybe even rocking side to side, even if we could do it a few seconds. You could sit on a blanket or a pillow, sit bones. And then eventually coming into our butterfly. So soles of the feet together, knees apart. Let's circle a few times in one direction and then a few times in the opposite. And then we're going to come into a forward fold as best as we can, opening to acceptance of what is. Feel the back of the heart opening. So acceptance, we work with the different emotions that may not feel acceptable, but we actually breathe into them using the vulnerability, and we allow the vulnerability to be filled with that light of spirit, or wisdom self. And if it's hard to feel that wisdom self, that's when life gets trickier, right? So we may just remember on past times that it's available, but just that could be the invitation is to just help me feel my wisdom self again. Help me open to that light of spirit. Asking. And then opening and receiving as we come up. We're going to slowly draw the knees in. And we're going to shimmy, shake down. We're going to do a fish pose and a closing twist. So we're cooling down. Okay. Exhale, rounded spine, shimmy, shake down. Rest of the feet. So, of course, your body, your choice. I know some of you really like bridge. If you want to go on the bridge, you're welcome to do that. Now, I'm going to demonstrate fish. So either fish or bridge. The forearms are underneath you. The palms are down. You're pressing through your forearms. You're coming onto the back of the head. And breathing. And affirming, my soul floats on waves of cosmic light. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. If you're a bridge, every thought is a bridge back to your true nature, to your divine self. So the thoughts can bring us back, the heart energy, upper chakras can bring us back. We're going to ease out. If you're in fish, you're going to come down if you're in bridge. Releasing. And folding that right knee in. Extending your left leg out. Circle the right knee around. Hydrating your hip. Planting that foot down, a wonderful spinal twist as we draw that right knee across the body, right knee, right shoulder, back and forth. Now you can extend your right leg or you can keep that knee bent, but the main thing is the heart opens, okay? Really expansive through the heart and sweeping this right arm overhead and affirming divine life is within me and all around me. Really feel the power of that deep affirmation of our highest truth. Divine life is within me and all around me, and letting that divine life pour through all the chakras. Bending your right knee, adjusting onto your spine, holding the right knee into the shoulder, and taking rest before we go to the other side. Just feel, sense, and breathe. Ensuring in the sound of the breath. The healing of opening our energy centers, unclogging the system here, stuck places, physically, emotionally, mentally, and having that light of spirit wrap around it all. Draw the inner borders of the feet together, left knee bends. Drawing in, circling that hip around. Planting the left foot, swiveling over onto our side, using your opposite hand for the twist. Back and forth. Left knee, left shoulder. Head's going along for the ride. If you want to extend, go ahead. Make sure the right toes draw in and contain the core. Heart opens. Front, back, and sides as we sweep that left arm up and over. Really feel the power, the truth of the affirmation. Divine life is within me and all around me. You go quieter. Divine life is within me and all around me. Bending when you're ready, that left knee, planting the foot, adjusting the spine into the right alignment, descending the left leg, palms up. I'm adding the mudra and breathe. If you want to tune in to the different chakras to maybe connect the first with the heart. It feels right to you as you breathe. Soft inward gaze at the spiritual eye. Right between the eyebrows, 6 chakras, seat of intuition, universal love, crown, 1,000-petal lotus. And sense and feel what would be very nourishing and restorative for you for Shavasana. You want to do the classic, like we are, lying down. Do you want to use any props, legs up the wall? I'm going to demonstrate, which but there may be some people that tune in and not know this, but we'll take our, if you're feeling more of that heart hip opener combination, we can make a L shape with the blocks, put the back of the heart, and you can use a blanket here to soften the edge if you know. If you have one blocks, you're okay. And then the head rests on the block. And we breathe. So any way that you can really open into this deep restoration. It's Shavasana, dying to our own, only our ego self, our personal identity. We're bringing the practice of something much greater, whatever that is for you, to fuel this personal self, to animate this personal self, to to open to the light of wisdom and spirit. So as you're getting ready, I'm going to have a drink of water. And we'll ease into Shavasana, cozy restoration. A lot of exchanging energy between the chakras into the right alignment. So now we can just receive. Breathe and be. All right. So being as you are, is depending on whatever position you're in, you just want to receive the floor as it holds you. Melt into the surface there. And let any of the other surface activity melt as well. It's just like ice melts in the warmth of the sun. We want to soften any holding around the forehead, the eyes, the jaw. Feel the cool air coming in through both nostrils, maybe even coolness or light at the spiritual eye. And softening through the shoulders, easing them away from the ears, feeling that radiant sensation, easing down the arms, open to the palms. Notice where the palms want to be. And really resting in the heart, dropping deep into the quiet within. In this moment, relaxing all control, all seeking to get anything or anywhere. Just being in the unconditional love of the heart. Breathing into the ribs and the solar plexus, low back, low belly. Feel any tension melting. And in this moment, if emotions are arising, just breathe into them. Try not to change them. Just breathe in and breathe out. Again, that sense of allowing the beingness to permeate whatever's appearing. Feel the hips softening as much as possible. Need for armoring. In fact, we want more softening.
as much as possible, softening through the thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, all the way through to the soles of the feet, digits of the toes. Knowing that your deepest truth, you're already whole, you're already free, you're already aware. And there is an inner strength and resilience. Resting in the right alignment of the nourishment we've given our chakras in our body and our mind. And if you've drifted, and if you want to return to this moment, you're welcome to do so. If you're wanting the deeper restoration, you are certainly welcome. Stay in Shavasana. Either way, we're going to visualize others we'd like to send healing energy to at the spiritual eye, our broadcasting center. The heart is the receiving center. The planet, area, people, as we send the sound of Om to others. Inhaling. And bringing the hands together in Namaste, truly acknowledging that divine light within, letting it lead the way, attuning to it, asking for guidance. That's who we are, one. Namaste. Thank you all, great souls, for being together, practicing together. And I will stop the recording and see if anybody